So let's face it, the Pixel 3 XL is probably the most controversial phone of 2018. Phones have somehow found their way into my list of favorite phones each year, this year being no different. Having said that, it may seem strange to you, but the Pixel 3 XL is a phone I think more people should look into picking up. So the 3 and 3 XL got a material refresh from last year's phones. This time around, we're looking at a two-tone all-glass build, which allows for wireless charging, huge thumbs up for that, but the bottom portion has this frosted matte finish, which feels awesome. It's super smooth and I love it, but as I'm sure you've seen, the back can get scratched and scuffed quite easily, and since I'm vibration motor, it's very solid, probably the best on any Android smartphone. The great haptics paired with the rest of the hardware make for a very pleasant and premium feel in the hand. To add on to that, the stereo front-firing speakers are still here, they get really loud, the bass got a decent boost, they sound fuller, overall a good upgrade. However, on my unit, I'm getting this odd buzzing slash hissing when playing music, videos, and I especially hear it when I play notification sounds. I would love to think that this is something that can be fixed with a software update because it's pretty disappointing, especially for someone that relies on speakers a lot. But we'll just have to wait and see. I know some other users are experiencing this as well. As for the display, Google turned to Samsung for this year's panel, and that was definitely the right move, especially after what we got with last year's Pixel. The screen is sharp, it's clean, it's colorful, it's very color accurate as well, which is important. It unfortunately doesn't get as bright as I would like it to, at around 424 nits, but overall it's a great display, and it's a huge step up from the Pixel 2 XL. It's not the best, but it's definitely up there with the best. So the hardware definitely got more attention from Google this year, and I'm happy about that, but it's obvious their main focus is still software. The Pixel has separated itself from the rest of the Android world by providing the cleanest, most up-to-date, most Googlified user experience you could ask for. You've got the material design refresh, which I love, the plethora of new wallpapers, which I also love. I think these look great, especially the live ones. I actually haven't installed the wallpaper app yet. There's digital well-being, which helps you keep track of and better manage your phone usage. There's a new call screening feature, which, if selected, uses Google Assistant to answer your call, and it'll basically ask whoever's calling to state their name and why they're calling you. And you'll get a live transcription of whatever they're saying. It's pretty cool. You've got all the different ways you can activate Google Assistant. There's always on display, the now playing feature, just a bunch of neat things sprinkled throughout the OS. Performance on the 3 XL is good. In my experience, there's been pretty much zero hint of lag, things are quick and fluid, the fingerprint reader is fast and accurate, battery life has been solid as well. I'm getting around 5 to 5.5 hours of screen on time on average, sometimes stretching it out to 6 in my use, so definitely not bad at all. Now, as you may know, the 3 XL has just 4 GB of RAM, and there's a lot of buzz surrounding the phone's inability to keep 3 to 4 apps in memory, and sometimes even straight up killing apps in the background, like Spotify or YouTube, for example, while they're playing while using other applications. Now, from what this looks like, it appears to be a fixable issue and not necessarily because there's only 4 gigs of RAM. So that's good. I still think Google would have been smart to equip this phone with at least 6 GB of RAM though. And then of course you've got the cameras. The Pixel has built a reputation for having the best smartphone cameras, and that continues with the Pixel 3. It goes without saying that you'll be getting some amazing results here, especially with the improved color accuracy. You've probably heard me say this before, and I have no problem saying it again because it still holds true, but I'm more likely to take a picture with the Pixel than I am with any other phone when it's my daily driver. And that's not to take anything away from other smartphone cameras, but it's just so easy to get a great looking shot. There's Google Lens for product, text, and location recognition. There's now motion autofocus, which lets you lock onto whatever you choose in frame, which is great for moving objects and things like that. It actually works quite well. There's Top Shot, which basically selects what it thinks to be the best shot out of a burst, aiming to avoid blinks, sneezes, and other things that can ruin a shot. And you've probably seen a commercial about this already. What does need to get better is the Super Res Zoom feature, which I guess you could say is another form of Google's strong belief in AI and not needing any additional lenses on the back. This is basically an enhanced digital zoom, and it aims to provide higher res and better looking results by capturing and merging multiple frames. It's not as good as what you can get with a dedicated telephoto lens, but for digital zoom it's pretty good. Again, it still needs some work. Then there's the feature everyone is gushing over, and that's night sight. This is yet another Google AI machine learning flex, which takes low light photography to a whole new level. Our own Jackson Hayes made a dedicated video on this, including how you can get it on your current Pixel device, link for that video below. Night sight isn't officially out yet, but as you can see, the results are pretty incredible. The Pixel 3's camera is already great in low light, but this here is something special. And remember, this is pre-release software. We'll see how far Google can take this moving forward. As far as video goes, Pixel 3 performs quite well here. It's not the best, there's definitely a good amount of improvement to be made, especially when talking about audio recording. It looks like some of the adjustments Google made affected the audio quality, so right now it sounds pretty bad, but that can be fixed. Stabilization is on point, it's pretty phenomenal, but there's no 4K recording at 60 frames per second, which is a letdown. I think this is something all flagships should have, especially nowadays, but overall I think you'll be pleased with the videos you can get with this phone. So while Google doesn't find the need to place more than one camera on the back, they did find the need to place more than one on the front. So I know you've noticed that I've gotten all the way up to this point without mentioning the notch a single time. Unfortunately, it's just something you cannot ignore. It's like you can't even talk about or even think about the 3XL without the notch creeping its way in. In general, the notch is something I've grown accustomed to. A lot of phones have one, right? But this one is a little different. It's bigger, it's a deep cutout of the display, and it's gotten to the point where this notch has become a deciding factor for why some people won't get the phone. In all honesty though, I think the notch hate is pretty overblown. I've gotten used to it in little to no time, and it's become an afterthought for me. Now, I am not defending this design choice by any means. In fact, I think it looks absolutely goofy, especially others just don't care. So if you hate the notch that much, there are a couple ways to hide it, or you can just not get the phone. Simple. Does better next time with RAM, battery size, audio recording, and other things. I still find this phone to be a big step for them. It's only their third attempt, and taking their second one into consideration, you can see that the improvements they've made are big. There's no question.
Using the developer settings. Go to Settings, System, About Phone, and tap Build Number 7 times, and going back, tap Developer Settings, Display Cutout, and hide the notch, or go for corner or double notch. If you want to see the battery percentage, go to Battery and activate Battery Percentage. Now with Android 9, you have to get used to the new navigation bar. A quick walkthrough. Hold the middle button for Google Assistant, short tap to get to the home screen, slide up a little to see the last opened apps and background apps, which you can close all at once by going to the far left. Here you can also tap on the top icon of an app to use split screen. Slide up even more to get to the app drawer. Slide the middle button to the right to quickly switch between apps, and tap the back button to go back. That right side looks empty, just rotate your phone and the symbol that pops up makes auto rotate unnecessary. Go to System, Gestures, Active Edge if you like to squeeze your phone to silence it or to trigger the Google Assistant. You can also set up your squeeze sensitivity here. In the Gestures menu, you can also set up Swipe fingerprint sensor for notifications, jump to camera by double tapping the power button, switch between main and selfie camera by doing jazz hands, and more. Double tap to wake up is automatically on after activating the ambient display. Go to Display, Ambient Display, and tap Always On for the Always On display. Choosing the Living Universe wallpapers with a long press on the home screen and choosing Wallpaper, Living Universe, you'll get also a cool Always On screen effect. Another feature is that Sound Now Playing. Enable this and you can see what song is playing right now around you. It works offline too, and the music history is saved for you to check later. Click on a song to listen to it via Google Play or YouTube Music. You like to have a dark UI theme? Go to Display, Advanced Device Theme, and choose Dark. Speaking of dark, night light can be turned on in the status bar and can be customized by a long press to filter blue light to protect your eyes and make it easier for you to sleep at night. I recommend an automatic schedule and to set up a comfortable intensity. You want to deactivate fingerprint, voice match, and smart lock for the next unlocking process so only your PIN code works? Go to Security and Location, Lock Screen Preferences, and Show Lockdown option. Holding the power button, you'll see a lockdown button now. Inside the camera app, click on this and choose Motion Auto, and the AI will automatically activate motion images if it believes something could ruin your shot. And with that, the Top Shot feature, which will recommend you the best image out of multiple ones, will be active. Google Lens is active now in the camera app too. Just point at stuff like links, barcodes, or phone numbers and it will recognize it without additional apps. Go to Settings, Digital Wellbeing, and you can see how much time you spend doing whatever with your phone. Turn on the wind down feature and the phone switches to Do Not Disturb mode and grayscale at certain times to keep you away from your phone. Activate Flip to Shh, and you can enter DND mode by placing your phone face down. Go to System, Advanced Multiple Users to add multiple users to your phone. If you are driving a lot, go to Settings, Connected Devices, Connection Preferences, Driving Mode, and turn it on for automatic driving recognition. If the phone thinks you are driving, it can open Android Auto for easy in-car controls or switch to Do Not Disturb.